Tuesday here on Wall Street, and the major U.S. equity averages are trading mostly sideways. Of course, all focus is on this evening's President Trump's address to Congress, and ahead of that, we're seeing flat trading for the equity averages. Joining me now is Valdes of SilverBear Capital. Alan, thanks for joining me.
Remy, thanks for having me.
As I mentioned, we're seeing sideways trading for the major equity averages, but we need to keep in mind that we're seeing elevated levels for the Dow, Nasdaq, S&P 500, and we got mostly better than expected economic data as well as Fed comments. So what are you watching for tonight?
You know, you're 100% right. The data was good. The Fed comments were good. We're still on record pace. I mean, what are we, 12, 13 days now, unbroken record here. But today it's all about tonight's speech by the president. So everyone's sitting back, waiting to see what he has to say. And that's it. The volume very light. The volume right now is about 220 million, and it's 11 o'clock in the morning. We open sometimes with 300 million shares on the tape. So that just shows you how slow things really are today. But, earnings season's essentially over. So it may be a quiet couple weeks here. We see what the Fed does. Maybe the Fed does raise rates this month, March being rather March. So we'll have to see and wait. But overall, the economy looks good. Not only us, but the world economy. And it's not just about Trump either. We had good earnings. The world markets look strong. Job market was great. So overall, things are going in the right direction.
And you mentioned a lot of factors there, but of course, ahead of Trump's speech, we've been seeing some of those expectations play out in the sector. Yesterday, we got a clue in terms of what Trump might do in terms of defense spending. And he also mentioned that with that defense spending, we might get less spending in lower priority programs. Of course, we might get more insight into healthcare as well. So what are your expectations for some of those sectors?
Well, the devil's in the details. You're 100% right. He says he's going to slash some of the programs that aren't top priority. He wants to concentrate on defense. We don't know exactly what's going to happen with the health care. I said the minute he got elected, a lot of these things are going to take time. Remember, health care, for the most part, is a law. I mean, it was passed as a law, so that takes time to unwind and change. I'm not sure you'll see anything till the end of the year. I think he's going to focus more on tax cuts, which for the middle America is more critical than anything else. They want that, and deregulation. So I think you'll see all that before really you'll see much in the health care. You'll hear talk. I'm sure they're planning things. But overall, that's a big nut they have to crack. It really is. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to happen overnight.
And now that we've covered the U.S., I do want to switch our focus on over to the Eurozone as well as the U.K. Now, we've been hearing rumors about a possible Scottish referendum and, of course, their expectations regarding the French elections. So given the risk events across the Atlantic, how are you positioning yourself?
Well, what made America a superpower after World War II that really put us on a different level was because Europe was in chaos. I mean, it was broken up. They were rebuilding after the war. Well, now if France goes its own way and leaves the EU, we don't know what happens in Germany. We're looking at the BRICS. If Scotland leaves, that all helps the United States. It makes us a stronger nation because these guys are all in tatters. They're all in pieces over there. So it's going to be interesting to see play out. I don't think Scotland leaves at the end of the day. You never know, but I don't see them really leaving. Does France leave? Who knows? I mean, anything can happen. After seeing a Trump victory, anything can happen anywhere in the world. And right now, Le Pen is ahead. In Germany, Merkel comes in second. Still months away from the election. But again, I think it's too early to tell which way they're going to go. And even if they do, it'll be a couple of years before they unravel everything. So in the short term, not much is going to change. But in the long term, it could be a great time for the United States.